Well, as a business, we care about the mental and physical well-being of our staff. Physical and mental well-being leads to positive emotion, engagement, relationships, improved performance, meaning and a sense of accomplishment. We have found plenty of ways to address physical well-being with various fitness challenges, making it fun and accessible for everyone. Mental well-being was harder. Mental health is a taboo issue in many parts of APJ-MEA. There is an element of shame or fear of being labelled or judged, and that can make it hard for people to talk openly about their mental well-being. And of course, we also recognise that the recent pandemic and associated lockdowns in many parts of the region was creating a sense of isolation from day-to-day social interaction in the workplace, and that this would likely lead to increased stress and the risk of mental illness. So we used the Let's Talk programme to help address that, specifically by, one, equipping individuals with skills to check in with their peers and make sure that they were okay, and two, embedding mental health as a topic to be discussed appropriately and sensitively during team meetings, one-on-one sessions, creating the confidence to openly discuss mental health and well-being. Well, we sought feedback from mentors after the programme completed. It was all very positive. Here are some examples of the feedback that we received. Extremely informative. A very important support initiative within the workplace. Beneficial for all managers to attend to enhance the art of listening, which is a really important part of leadership. Some other feedback that we received. One attendee thought that the sessions were really fantastic and that we can all be there for each other when needed. Another comment, these sessions, whilst not rocket science, have illustrated how easy it is to help someone. Amazing initiative, a simple, laid-back approach. One person said that the programme made it easy for me to absorb the information, which made it feel more like an awareness session rather than a formal training session. However, my favourite feedback was this. What you've been able to do is make us all realise that all the tools we need to help others are already in our possession as people, not therapists. This resonated with me based on my experience participating in the Let's Talk programme. I sense a lot more empathy in the organisation. As mentors, we've used the learnings from Let's Talk to engage with many people in IFS and beyond. It's about letting people know that they can talk safely and creating a climate of psychological safety. Mentors look out for people who look troubled and encourage them to seek help, whether that is talking or guiding them towards more professional help like our employee assistance programs. And we use the following principles. 1, we try to tell when something might be going on. 2, acknowledge any concerns. 3, listen with intent. And 4, keep in touch with ongoing support. Out of respect for the privacy of individuals involved, I won't go into too much detail, but for sure I've seen specific examples of proactive intervention on the part of IFS mentors. They have been actively engaged in potentially difficult situations. Overall, this has helped us become more human as a business and support our staff in more meaningful ways. And fundamentally, that's the kind of organisation that I want to work for. Well, at the risk of oversharing, last year my 18-year-old son called. He was very upset. He'd experienced a panic attack at the start of one of his uni exams and was worried he'd failed. I tried to apply what I'd learned with Let's Talk. I praised his courage in calling me. I asked him to express his feelings, pulse racing, shortness of breath, muddled brain, and his fears, failure, not being seen as smart. And then we discussed the facts. He'd studied and prepared well. This is a year 1 term, 1 open book exam. There's little consequence for his final degree marks. Yeah, he was worried that if he acts like this now, what would it be like in year 4? But we talked and agreed that there's a more positive way to look at this, i.e. it's a great learning opportunity to be better prepared for the future. We talked about breathing exercises to stay calm under pressure, the importance of focusing on the effort rather than the result. In other words, the skills he's acquiring for the future. And afterwards, he sounded much happier. I think that's a good example of how the Let's Talk programme can help. It's sometimes hard to quantify benefits, but in this instance, we run an employee engagement survey every 6 months. We ask specific questions that relate to physical and mental well-being. We found that this combined approach of formal training and greater openness to discuss mental health at all levels has led to the following improvements. A 4% improvement in our employee engagement survey from 77% to 81% on the topic of management support. 2% improvement on the topic of friendship in the workplace, and a 10% improvement on the topic of support for mental health. Yeah, it's a good start, but we believe we can do more and strive to do better. I would say Let'sTALK program provides a structured approach to open communication based on support and empowerment. Coupled with greater openness from all levels of management and the provision of relevant learning materials, it can help create a climate of psychological safety that lets people talk safely, knowing that a simple conversation can often make a huge difference. While we all believe we can do more, and of course we strive to do better, this is a really good place to start.